are hereby under arrest for treasonous acts against the Empire.
Now, Sergeant, I'm sure you can understand why I can't accompany you.
I can shoot you here.
But you won't.
Stand down, Commander. This is Imperial business.
Corsac is still the reigning authority here.
I have reinforcements on the way. I say again, Commander, stand down.
Is there a back door to this place?
Unfortunately, no.
That one?
Fan films are certainly nothing new, but you've really got to hand it to the few people out there who aren't satisfied with Super 8 epics featuring siblings dressed in bad Halloween costumes. Felux, director, star, and executive producer of the Star Wars fan film Revelations, is one such person. Shane, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Cool. Now, tell us about the story for Revelations. I mean, this picks up right after Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah. We think it ties in pretty strongly. I mean, it ties in which the Jedi Temple has been completely destroyed. The Jedi are now being hunted. So in our story, they're underground. So the Jedi are now looking for an ancient artifact that's said to give them great power. Of course, the Empire wants to find it to eliminate the rest of them. And then come episode 4, our story kind of helps to understand or explain what happens to all the Jedi. So hopefully it's a good adventure.
Now tell us, why a fan film? I mean, the production value on this, you could have made your own big sci-fi movie.
Sure. Well, I mean, first and foremost, we're fans. I mean, if you had a chance or a dream to live, be in Star Wars, wouldn't you go for it? If the technology is there, the skill set is there, I mean, it's available for consumers that you can take your home computer, make a film, and live in Star Wars. Wouldn't you want to do it?
Did you give yourself a cameo?
I didn't want to. I swear I didn't want to act.
You didn't want to put on the Jedi robe? Come on.
No, we don't wear Jedi robes, But my wife, Dawn Cowings, who's the writer and producer, costume designer of the film, she wrote Cade with me in mind. I just wanted to direct, but I couldn't find anybody since it's independent, so I said, fine, I'll do it.
Let's talk about the special effects in the film. I mean, they're spectacular for something that's, gosh, homemade. I mean, what software did you use? How did you do those 3D renders? Tell me how you achieved it.
We used anything and everything in the kitchen sink that we could throw at it, and it's a unique combination because it's really never been done. We're making 3D Max, Lightwave, Bryce, Cinephore, Terrigen, making it all play together, and everything's coordinated online. So you're taking all these applications and making them work for one production. So it's kind of cool.
How much is that software?
Well, it varies from length. I mean, you're talking about your
the high end and the low end.
$5,000 down to a couple $100.
Okay, for which kinds?
For Max, Lightwave, Cinephore, and Maya, those are your high end. Your low end, which would be Bryce, Terrigen, a lot simpler, well, not simpler, but affordable solutions. And even today, the prices keep going down, so where your consumers can pick up and start creating these things.
Now, there's this amazing sequence that we're about to take a look at, this shipyard scene. Can you set this up for us and tell us what's happening here?
Yeah, I mean, the shipyard almost didn't get made, actually, and wanted a whole action sequence to climax for the close before that. So it's done by one artist who did it in 2 months, believe it or not. And it's a whole action sequence.
I mean, if it was rendered more high res, I mean, this is good enough to be used in Revenge of the Sith. Tell us more about the sequence.
Yeah, well, I mean, the whole chase is when one of these TIEs coming after him, he crashes into this array within the Corellian shipyards. We really wanted to show that, which causes a chain reaction that falls and crashes down into a bulk cruiser, which breaks loose from its coupling. And then as the exigence that's coming in, and we see the Cougar go by, smash right into that dude, and boom. I mean, you got to blow stuff up.
And it blew up real good.
It blew up real nice, didn't it?
Cool.
Yeah.
How much did this whole project cost?
Well, I mean, my budget was $0, but what it wound up costing me, a little under $20K. And I brought you the coveted Revelations DVD. Now, you have no idea.
DVD special edition.
You have no idea how coveted.
Me wanty.
2-disc set.
Two-disc set.
That's yours.
Great. And I gotta throw you some props for that. I mean, there are more women in Revelations than there are in the whole 6 Star Wars movies.
Good for you, man. Good for you. Yeah.
I mean, if you lived in the time of the original trilogy and you weren't making it with Princess Leia, you're pretty much screwed.
Pretty much. But yeah, I really wanted. In the industry alone, I don't feel there's enough strong female characters. Revelations is written by 2 women, Dawn Cowings and Sarah Jaworski. It's produced by a woman, my wife, Dawn Cowings. It stars women, and I like women. So let's make a movie.
I believe you.
Yeah,
I believe you.
So,
and I do have one little critical thing, and this actually applies to a lot of fan films. And you can look on this as a compliment because you and George Lucas, I think, have something a little in common, and that's the acting is not the highlight of the film. I'm sorry to have to say, I'm being honest, but
Give me the DVD back.
Yeah,
Give me the DVD back. No.
please, but like, talk about that. I mean, were you using a lot of friends or local theater actors? How did you pull together the cast?
Absolutely. I mean, you understand from an independent level, I'm using my friends. This is also our first film. I have to say I'm very proud of my cast because I've never seen harder dedication and devotion for 2 years of shooting, and it took a lot out of them.
Tell us what's next for you.
I don't know. Hopefully another film, original film.
Revelations 2?
No, I can't afford it. We're hoping that if I can find the financing and the backing, because I can't afford to do it myself, is to go in and do an original story that's bigger than Revelations. And I'm already starting to work on the story.
Well, as a showpiece, I mean, this is spectacular.
I'm hoping that, this is what we did with nothing. Now imagine what I could do with a real.
I'm just waiting for the first fan film director like yourself to cross over into mainstream Hollywood filmmaking.
I'm trying,
Congratulations.